Thank you for joining us. I'm Courtney with the WBZ News Update and a look at our top stories. 8 nurses who say they were fired from St. Vincent Hospital for being whistleblowers have filed a wrongful termination lawsuit. The nurses are suing the hospital and its owner, Tenet Healthcare. They say they were fired after reporting unsafe and illegal conduct and conditions. Nurses have been complaining about staffing shortages for more than a year now. We reached out to the hospital for comment, but have not yet heard back. A groundbreaking milestone for doctors at Mass General Hospital today. Surgeons say they performed a successful kidney transplant from a genetically engineered pig into a patient, making the procedure the first of its kind in the world. The hours-long procedure took place last weekend. Surgeons say they connected the pig's kidneys, blood vessels, and ureter with those of the 62-year-old patient, a man from Weymouth. Doctors say the patient is recovering well. One of the surgeons was overcome with emotion today as he thanked everyone who supported this work.
Deepest gratitude goes to our MGH team. Thank you, sorry. For their support, guidance, and expertise. I cannot think of a more dedicated team in the world, and I'm honored to be part of it.
And the city of Taunton suing a hotel, saying it's housing too many migrants. The Clarion Hotel has been acting as an emergency shelter for nearly a year now. Now, the mayor says the hotel has racked up more than $100,000 in unpaid fines for being over capacity. She says the hotel managers haven't given her any answers as to why.
Responded and acknowledged that we notified them, and then we got nothing from them.
The mayor says the Clarion's capacity is less than 380, but more than 450 people have stayed there at one time. The hotel was not publicly commented on the lawsuit. We're now turning to your next weather. Beautifully sunny, but cold and gusty, and it's going to stay that way for most of the day and get much colder by tomorrow. Let's get a check of your next weather forecast with meteorologist Jason Mikell.
Man Winter is chatty Cathy this morning. He has a lot to say, everybody. We're talking about some cold conditions, but one of the great things I want to point out as far as our weather is concerned right now, that sun angle. It is quite bright outside today, though it feels like winter is just continuing yet again. Clearing skies outside right now, everybody. We do have some stable conditions, and actually we have two systems that we have working in tandem. One is this area of high pressure. Again, remember they rotate clockwise, and this area of low pressure is rotating counterclockwise, so it's pulling in. Look at these clouds coming on in through the upstate New York region and pulling in a lot of that cold air coming down from Canada. 20+ mile per hour gusts at the very baseline. 30+ mile per hour gusts and almost 40 mile per hour gusts here in Boston. So you know our wind chills are suffering as a result. Still feeling like low 20s outside right now. We're down to about 15 to 16 degree. Feels like temperatures here in Boston. Worcester, you're up 10 degrees from your early morning. Feels like temperature of 8 degrees this morning. So coupled with the dry dew point temperatures, so strong wind gusts and low relative humidity, we have an elevated risk for fire danger today, everybody, because we don't have any moisture in the atmosphere. And with these strong gusts and dry conditions, yeah, don't be lighting anything, and certainly do not light something and also walk away. Widespread 30s expected later on today. More cold and also wind arrives overnight tonight. So some of the feels like temperatures will certainly be in the single digits to some of the teens. And we will also have a threat of a hard freeze, certainly for the outside foliage. Wintry mix to heavy rain. That is the next big thing that we're watching. A next weather alert will likely be hoisted later on this evening because of the heavy rain that we have poised to move on in. Anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. Obviously, we're likely to have some isolated amounts above that, and I think we could have some 2+ inches to move back in once we get the system arriving late Friday night into Saturday. Saturday morning, if you're up, let's say maybe around 4, perhaps even 5 a.m., basically nothing is going to be happening. Once we get to about 5, 6, 7 a.m. and certainly into the mid to late morning hours, mainly rain along the coast because it will be too warm. But the Worcester Hills and terrain very high up in the Granite State and even portions of New Hampshire will be switching over from rain to rain-snow mix, and then eventually moving back over to rain just as this low pressure system is crawling northward. From D.C. all the way up through Philly, New York City, moving over to Boston, widespread rain with a strong onshore flow. So I'm feeling as if the South Coast, the Cape, and even the islands will be dealing with some possible flooding issues, maybe even some coastal erosion there. The North Shore, the South Shore, I don't think you're going to be dealing with some coastal issues, certainly not no coastal erosion, but you'll likely be having some coastal flooding issues, certainly for some of the roadways that are right along the coast. We don't have any alerts in effect right now because of the system, but again, over the next several hours, that's likely to be hoisted. Anywhere from about 30 to 35 mile per hour plus gusts expected this afternoon, but again, the gusts are going to be coming down overnight tonight, and even tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m., we are still likely to have some gusts that may exceed 20 plus miles per hour. Saturday will be locked and loaded in the mid to upper 40s. A wet day, a soggy day indeed. Most of the activity is arriving and also moving on out of here by Sunday morning. We'll still be in the mid to low 40s Sunday afternoon, Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon with a spot shower. We have a better rain chance arriving on Wednesday, but that'll also be pulling in some milder conditions. Courtney?
Jason, thank you. I'm Courtney Cole, and this has been a WBZ News Update.